changed a couple of days ago, and I was still wondering that I have still 1 hour time. But I really apologize for that. I am going to start now, and so are you guys ready to start now? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so just to give you a bit of brief, my name is Jaman. I'm the journal's area sales manager for the Middle East and North Africa. I do organize a similar workshop in the Middle East and North Africa. So to starting with, the main idea is to helping our authors and researchers how to publish their research. When you have to start your manuscript, when you start your manuscript from starting to finishing your research and then goes to the publisher, it's a kind of sometimes is a very confusing sometimes what publisher takes, how long it takes, why sometimes it's rejected, and on all of these reasons. So I thought that we organize a workshop, which is probably online workshop, would be a little bit helpful for you. At least you will have some idea what you have to do when you submit your research, before you submit of research. This is the idea behind for the workshop. So to start with, I will go, there is a two-part. First part is just to give you a bit of brief idea of research about Taylor & Francis journals, and then second part of the mainly how to publish your workshop, your research. So start with, this is, the Taylor & Francis has started 1798. We have over 2,350 journals, that is including medical science and technology, humanities and social science. We have over 3 million articles in the platform, and we are we are the third largest publisher, academic publisher in the world. This is a very basic way of Taylor & Francis. Before I go to that, and who we work with, partnership, thousands of universities, research organizations in the world, millions of researchers like you we work with who publish their research, either they publish their research or read our content or our journals articles. We work also with the societies, as a partnership. The societies, we publish as a partnership with the societies to publish their journals as well. We work around 500 societies around the world. Third-party innovators, some companies who put new technologies like Orchid, Figshare, all other technology companies who increase, who give the technological advancement. We add them in our platform, and to make sure that our users are up to date or use the technology for accelerating their research. And also we use our cutting edge platform, which is accessible from your mobile, from your home, or through the libraries with added technology in it. So that is, we do work with our partnership. Also that the platform is provided by a company based in US. So our journals, if you look into that, our journals, these are the journals. This is the total journals. We have associate journals, humanities, social science. We have 1,400, over 1,400 journals, medical 209, science and technology 533, some other bits and bobs around there. So when you come to the Taylor & Francis platform, this is our platform, this is our URL. By the way, just to let you know that all the public universities, over 29 or 30 universities, has access to Taylor & Francis journals. So I'm sure you guys are aware. I have a quick question. Do you people know that everyone has got the Taylor and Francis journals access? Yes, yes, no, okay. I'm really sorry to hear who has said that you guys don't know. Yes, you have, whoever you said no, please visit our platform is www.tndfonline.com. This is one way you can go. You can access through the SDL platform. You can access through your university as well. Again, whoever said no, please visit our tndfonline.com. This is one way you can log in. Or you can access through the SDL portal, or you can access through your university library portal. Whatever the best way for yes, SDL as it was yes. Dr. Sama, okay. You visit our platform, okay, excellent. Okay. Okay, I go back to now. So some of our imprints, we have over 50 imprints we publish in, but all come under Taylor and Francis. So now let's go to look into the research landscape in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. This is a research output. This is the data you can see. This is a research output for Saudi Arabia. From 1996, Saudi Arabia published 1,950 articles where it is indexed in Scopus. And then in 2014, the number of research published from Saudi Arabia, 16,117. This is an extraordinary growth in the research publishing. And just for your information, the Saudi Arabia is one of the fastest research growing country in the world, like China, India, Brazil. Like that, Saudi Arabia is one of the fastest research growing country in the world now. This is the total number for Saudi Arabia. You can see the growth from 2009 to 2014 is extraordinary. It's a few fold, I think, few 100% of growth. When I looked into how is Saudi Arabia doing is the broader Middle East. In the Middle East, a few countries are really in the top. Turkey, even though it's not very, very Middle East, but when it comes to the broader Middle East, Turkey, Iran, Egypt are the top 3 countries. So now looking into the growth, the percentage of the growth is Saudi Arabia is the fastest one, and also it exceeds Egypt in middle of 2012 and middle of 2013. So this is fantastic to see that how Saudi Arabia is growing their research. When we look into that Saudi Arabia versus world, few top countries, like a country like United Kingdom, UK, Australia, Canada, still quite behind. But when we look into that Canada, Australia, and US, in UK, research output from 2013 to 2014 gone down. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia is still increasing very, very high speed. When we look into that, besides the research output, we look into that where Saudi Arabia published more research. Again, as like pretty much other Middle Eastern countries, or pretty much all over the world, medicine is the area where is published most articles. From this is the total figures from 1996 to 2014, and then engineering, physics, astronomy, chemistry, computer science, material science. So these are the top areas where I can see that the most research published. So we could say Saudi Arabia is again that STM country, which is the most of the research published in that science and technology and medicine. When I look into the citation, that as a Saudi researcher publishing your research and how it works is the citation, probably you all know that from an article publishing and the day it published, it takes about 10 years to reach the peak for citation. So we can see that the articles published in 1996, it got its peak somewhere in 2010, which is it takes slightly longer than the average time, but it's still, I think it's a very good figure. When we look into the collaboration, that Saudi research are not only publishing as a country, that the collaboration around the world, that is also increasing very good. We can see that number in 2009 is between 40 and 50, and then average is become 20, which is we can see that curve is really going very fast. This is an infographic of our authors in the Middle East. We have over 20,000 authors in Middle East, and it is increasing. It increased in 2014 about 112%. So, which is we are very happy to see that more and more research publishing from Middle East in Taylor and Francis. And when we made a survey in Middle East about how our authors in Middle East are happy, 9 out of 10 in Middle East said very positively they would publish with Taylor and Francis. That when we said that would you recommend to your peers or your colleagues or your fellow students in PhD area, would you recommend? And 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 people said they will publish with us. So which is very good from our side. From our side also, we continuously working to support our researchers in the Middle East to publish with us. When I looked into the authors, how many authors are based in Saudi Arabia? You can see the figures here. In 2010, 291 researchers published their articles in Taylor and Francis journals. And then in 2015, because the middle year is not finished yet, but we are projecting based on the current figures is 1,400. It will reach to the 1,400 authors will publish in 2015. In 2014, we see 972 authors from Saudi Arabia published in Taylor and Francis journals, which is good. And I would encourage that we are a multidisciplinary, one of the top academic publisher in the world, and please do look into that. Look into when you want to publish your journal articles, please look into our journals as well. And if you need any support, I'm very happy to help you to give you a guideline where to contact, what to contact, and if there are any issue, please feel free to contact me. I will do everything I can to support you. support you on the way its publishing process. So when we look into the broader Middle East research, that what area you are publishing, you can see that 25% articles published in engineering. This is not including medicine because it's a little bit older one. At the time when we had medicine, we didn't have this data, but you can see that 25% in engineering, biological and food sciences, 14%, art science 11%, behavioral science 1.3%. These are the area, mathematics 7.8%, physical science 22%. This is excluding medicine. So this is the data we can see in broader Middle East. So when we looked into that, the articles we are publishing from the Middle East, where we are disseminating, this is on left-hand side, one of our particular articles published by Saudi authors or Saudi researcher, published in Taylor and Francis. That article downloaded all over the world, 27,000 plus. So then when we looked into that, who was reading that article? You can look into that. Is that in the map? Probably it's not very clear, but 36.6% of the download was from US, 5% from UK, and 3.1% from Australia, somewhere Asia, probably China, India, 7.5%. So we can see that, which is also very fascinating, is that publishing from Saudi Arabia, published by Saudi authors, but it is reading by global audience, which is great, which is a researcher want to do that. Another particular article is published in from UAE, and then you can see that how it has been disseminated. So we can see that the research published from Middle East, it is disseminating and reading by a global audience. So this is a very brief way, the first part of my presentation. So I will go now the main topics, but do you have sorry to hear, Sarah. Can you hear? Fatima, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Yeah. So that was the first part of my brief information, and then the second part. Do you have any questions so far before I go to the? When you said the top 5, what do you mean the top 5? Can you tell me the top 5? Is it a regional research, world top countries? Yeah, top 5 publisher is that first one is Elsevier, second is Springer Nature, third Taylor and Francis, fourth Wiley, and fifth is the Sage publisher. Okay. Also, does all the journals have the impact factor? No. When it comes to the science and technology, over. For the science and technology, over 85% journals has an impact factor, 85%. Medical, over 90% journal has impact factor. When it comes to the social science, you probably know that all the social science journals are not impact factors. Has impact factor, but most of we are the one of the top in the social science area in the world. And a lot of titles indexed in social science citation, arts and humanities citation, indexed in the Scopus. Okay, the important is that when it comes to the science and technology, over 85% journal has impact factor. Okay. Have you got any other questions so far? Yes, on the next presentation, next portion, I'll talk to you about the open access publishing. So before I go to that, publishing your research, actually probably, you know, even we have 2,300 journals, other publisher has journals. What publisher role actually when it comes to in terms of the publishing articles? What is the publisher roles? Publisher roles is the dissemination, that you publish your articles, it is disseminated worldwide, reach to the global audience. Certification, it means that it is peer reviewed. Someone is looked from the third parties. Use, we make sure that it has been used. Then innovation and technology, we work on our technology that your research get published, your research get easily navigable, your research can find easily. Preservation, again, all of your articles you publish, that is preserved for a long term. So that is the main basic job of a publisher. Then when it comes to the journals publishing cycles, what are the cycles publishing? As an author, you start from here submission. Once you submit, it goes to the editors, and then editor look into that research. If it is good, then he passes it to the peer reviewer. When his peer reviewer looked into that, find it is a good research, back and forth, whatever is their recommendation, if it is accepted, then it comes to the editing department of a publisher. It prepares, get editing, layout, proofreading, and then it publishes, put it on the platform like tnfonline.com. And then also we archive the data for for a long-term preservation. So that is a nutshell of a journal publishing cycle. So when it comes to then as an author, why do you want to publish? Can anyone say, why do you want to publish? Okay. Yeah, excellent. Yes. Yeah. Yes, excellent. You are all correct. Whoever your answer. Yes. The idea is to exchange the ideas, that you look into the field where you are expert, you want to get your idea, and that idea exchanging with the wider communities. To build reputation, as a researcher, everyone wants to build their reputation. So you publish like Einstein, Louis Pasteur, Hawkins, anyone you said they are the researchers, that to build their reputation, you do want to publish. To disseminate work in a global scale, you want to, what you research, you want to disseminate, to know you from the global arena. So when it comes to care, everyone knows this is the reason. And another reason is to get promotion in the job, I know as well. So when it comes, you know why you want to publish. Then when it comes to that, have you got something new to say? Have you got a solution, current or difficult problem, like a problem in Ebola? Millions of people died, hundreds of thousands of people died a couple of months ago. So is it something, a difficult problem? Are you giving a solution? A new development in the topic in your field. So if it is, that is, you can look into the publishing. So when we look into the publishing, there are several categories. Is it a full articles? Think about what you want to publish. Is it a full article? Full articles offering original insight. Letters. Are you going to publish a letter which is communicating advances quickly? Reviews. Reviews is an offering a summarizing recent development on a significant topics, like someone in a medical field where is a new development and you want to publish that. Conference paper, something you are working on that. And in a project and you are halfway through or nearly finished and you want to communicate in advance in a conference. So that are the conference papers. So full articles is about over more than 6,000 words, about 10-15 references, few tables, and so on. What are you publishing? Are you publishing new methods? Because if you want to publish something in a research, it has to be a new. It cannot be duplicated. It has any scientific interest. Are you, does that knowledge is in a particular area? So you have to look into all of this area. If it is something duplicated, published research, then probably it will be rejected by editor or by peer reviewer. So whenever you do, you have to look into that. It is something novel, it is something solving your problem, it's not out of date work. So you have to look into that before even you are publishing. So when it comes to the author's view, what matters to you? You think that, okay, I want to publish. What is really important to an author? So author is that first, as an author, what you want. What is important? Important that how quickly my article will be reviewed. Second is how quickly your article will be published. Third is, will my article or will my research help my career? Will the review process be fair? Will my article be cited by other researchers? Will my article be read many people around the world? Is there anything else it matters to you as a researcher out of the 6 I mentioned? Okay. Anyone else? Yes, of course, impact factor is in a journal. It doesn't give your research anything. Yes, to reach to the wider community. Yes. Impact factor, I will come a little bit later about that. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, as an author, this is always what you care. Of course, you want to publish in impact factor journals. That is also coming a bit later. But what is the most important? That how quickly you can publish, how quickly it will be reviewed, how quickly it will be cited, how quickly it will be disseminated to the wider communities, and then will that help you to promote your to your career. That is, I think, is for the researcher side, it is the most important things you want. And then coming in that, are we going to publish in the high impact factor journals? Are we going to publish in the index journals? That is coming to the journals level. Okay. Choosing the journals. Now, again, and a question for you guys. Do you first write your research then you think about where you want to publish, or do you first choose your article, then look into the journals? What do you do? Someone said, okay, first write the articles. Yeah. First choice, okay. First write. All right. Okay. All right, good. So yeah, this is all my experience. I have seen choosing first. Yeah, someone chooses first, right? Okay, it's a mixed match answer. Yeah, my experience, and our experience, we have seen that about 70% people like to write first and then choose the journals. About 30% people first choose the journals, look into the journals once they have got an idea, and then they write. So from our experience, what would be the best idea for you from our editorial, what they recommend, that once you have an idea that you want to research in the topics, then choose the journals. Probably choose 4 or 5 journals, and then particularly write for these 4 or 5 journals. Because why you should do that? Yes, first you write once you have idea. Yes, to follow the format, to look into their aims, scopes, the rules and regulations. Yes, instruction for authors. Excellent. Yeah. Yes, excellent. Yes. Yeah. So that is what we say, that 30% of authors write for a specific journal, 70% authors write the article and then get panicked that where to publish. So be in the minority. Try to first publish your, once you have idea, then look into the 2, 3, 4 journals and then write for them to be specifically follow the instructions. To do that, before you choose the journals, every publisher has that information. Like in our platform, we always have that. Here you can see a little button here, author's instruction or journals information. Then you can look into that. Always read the aims and the scope of the journals. So who is your audience and all of this, to look into the exactly your aims and scopes, whether it is matching with your research or what you want to do. So before even when you choose the journals, when you want to select your journals, look into that. Also to go to that publisher website or your library, look into that. Is this journal, how many issues these journals publish? Who are the audience? Who are the editors? What are the aims and scopes? How many words you have to write for the title? How many words for the abstract? What subject area it covers? Is it something that you want to publish and it matches with your audience you want to reach? Is this journal has impact factor? Is this journal indexed in the several databases? What are the journal dissemination? Is it published regional topics? Is it published international topics? Is it mixed match? Does this journal has a high rejection rate? Does this journal has published online and print? Is this journal peer reviewed? Is this journal blind peer reviewed? Is this journal double blind peer reviewed? Is this journal has an open access policy? Have a look, all of this information. Once you know, once you have ideas, once you are particularly choosing a right journals for you, look all of these questions, write down in a question, write down in question and then answer. Is this journal has a peer reviewed? Yes. Is this journal has impact factor? Yes. is this journal is the right that you want to reach to your audience? Yes. Is this journal published enough? It is published 6 issues, 10 issues, 20 issues. Who are the authors? Who are the peers? Is there any of your colleagues published this journal? Is there any author any other member of your university publishes this journal? Ask yourself a lot of questions, and then when you say that yes, 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 when it says that okay, I am satisfied for this journal, okay, this is the top 3 journals, I will write for my research. Okay. So when you go to that, you know that that lot of nowadays in the world we have seen more and more that lot of articles is when a researcher wants to publish, they need to publish in index journal. That journals need to be a certain age. That journals need to be a certain number of issues need to be published. That journals need to be indexed. I'm sure that is it something with you guys that when you want to publish that it is a university requirement that that journal has to have impact factor, that journal has to have index, that journal has to have a number of certain issues. Is it something with you guys? What effect? The effect is that you can share some of your experience with your colleague. If someone is in the same department, publishes journals then you want to publish, then you will have an idea what difficulties he faced. Was it published quickly? Did it take in 2 months? Did it take in 1 month? Did it take 9 months? So you will have some idea. When it comes to the ethics, as a researcher, please always do submit only once in a journal. Yes, I will send this presentation to you, all of you, no problem, okay? So when you know all of this information, then write for that. You know that as in the journals there is a lot of score, rightly or wrongly. As of today, impact factor is one of the way or more established way is scoring in journals, which is given by, there is some other like SNIP, Eisenfactor score, Scopus. So a lot of index you can see that the score of a journal. So before I go to everyone was talking about the impact factor. Do you guys have an idea how impact factor works? No. Okay. Anyone? Okay. 1, 2. Yes. 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 No. Okay. All right. All right. Let's explain how impact factor work. So let's say any of the journals has an impact factor of let's say journal X, 2014 impact factor is 2.20. So how it is calculated? In 2014, that it counts how many citations it has got in 2012 and 2013, okay, and then divided by how many articles or reviews published in 2012 and 2013. So as an example of in the down, journal X as an example, 2014 impact factor equal to, let's say in 2012 it published it cited 15 times, and 2014 it cited 18 times, and the total number of articles published in 2012 and 2013 in 15. So total citation for 2012 and 2013 is 33, and number of articles published in 2012 and 2013 is 15. So when you divided these two, this 2.20 is the impact factor of this journal X for 2014. Is it clear with you guys? Does it make sense? All right. Excellent. Thank you. So this is the impact factor. So you know, it is rightly or wrongly, again, impact factor, is it the right way of measuring a journal, measuring an article? It has a question mark. But as of today, impact factor is one of the established way to scoring a journal. So you know, you are a very well-known author, and you published one article, and that article cited with hundreds of people. So that one single article will increase the impact factor of the whole journals. So you know, then if you publish one good article and that the rest of the articles is not so good, but what it's giving is the overall journal's score, giving that high impact factor. So it has a question mark. But again, this is as of today is that established way. There is a new way of coming called alt metrics, which look into the article level metrics. It's how many times cited, how many times tweeted, how many times appeared in the policy document, how many times it has been in Facebook. So a lot of social media. So it gives you an article level of impact. So it's day by day. So over the time it is getting more and more popular. I think you know, it's a both of the score. Probably I would be looking into that both 2 years and 5 years impact factor. If it is me, if I want to publish any articles, I would be looking into not only the impact factor 2 years or 5 years, and also I will be looking into the H index, you know, Scopus. I'll be looking into the Eisen factor. I'll be looking into that the global reach of the articles. Is this article has no impact factor, but I want to reach to a particular audience? Is this journal get this? You know, sometimes rightly or wrongly, the policymakers or researchers, what we want to do, we want to publish in a high impact factor journal. Like I can say some of the journals I know has a 15% acceptance rate. So whether I would be looking into that journal is a 15% acceptance rate, will I try theirs? Or a journal has impact factor or no impact factor, but it can reach to the audience I want to reach. I would be probably looking into that. Again, it's, as a researcher, you need to look into that. What would be the best option for me? Again, it is we always highly recommend when you submit your articles, submit to only one pub journal. It can be any journal, any publisher. Please do submit only one journal. That will put you in a difficulty. If both journals publish accepted, once they will find out that you publish in two journals, that articles will be retracted and they will not remove from their platform. They will say retracted, this is the reason this journal has been retracted, and it will not be good for you. Okay. Of course you can. So let's talk about a little bit about the impact factor open access journals. What is it? Open access journal is that the current model is that as of, you know, in the last couple of years, was the kind of current model was that you publish articles on a subscription journal and with no charge, and that journal is only accessible whoever at the university institution, whoever got subscription from publisher. So they would be able to access all their users. So that was the kind of established way how it's generally done. But you know, if we look now, what is happening is now is that coming to the open access model, that you submit your research. It goes to all the process, review process, editorial process, peer-reviewed process. Once you accepted, that you pay the fee, we call it author publishing charge, APC. Then it is published. From the point of publishing, it's free for all over the world. Now in the open access, there is a two model. One called gold open access, which is that you pay money. It's immediately, once it's accepted, you pay the money. It's free for everyone all over the world. This money comes from your funding. This money comes from your research grant. That money can pay by your university, whatever, or from your pocket. So that is one model. We call it gold open access model. Another option called green open access, that we will publish as the open access journals, but as a university, you wouldn't be able to put it in a repository. And that article will have an embargo period. Let's say you publish 15 months to 18 months, it will not be available to everyone unless they subscribed. Is it something clear? Did I manage to make it clear to you guys, that open access gold model and green model? Okay. So there is also particularly in Taylor and Francis option. In Taylor and Francis, we have about 2,300 journals, about 99% on the subscription journals, established journals. We call it hybrid model, hybrid journals. You can publish within our current subscription journals as open access, or we have another publisher which is backed by Taylor and Francis called Cogent. It's a 100% open access journal. You can publish there, because the thing is, a lot of researchers look into that, that why should I go to the hybrid model? The reason for the hybrid model is the established journal, that this journal has impact factor, this journal is already well established, you are just publishing in that journals. So that is all our 99% journals accept that model, that you can publish your open access journals inside the subscription journals. And then when it comes to what is the advantage to publish in the open access journal? Is it good? Is it bad? Yes, it is good. To give you an example, one of our articles was published in 2008, and then we looked into the download. 2011 to 2013, it was downloaded 4,371 times. And then later on, the author decided to change that article to an open access article. So he paid an fee and decided, okay, that article has to be now on open access and free to access to everyone. And then we look into the download from 2013 to 2015. It has downloaded 13,575 times. So looking into the data 2011 to 2013, it was downloaded 4,300, because at that time it was in a subscription journal. And then when it has been decided to open access, that's pretty much similar period, over 2.5 years, it has been downloaded over 13,000 downloaded. So we can see that as an author, if you publish in open access journals, that the chances for the journals to reach wider community, get cited, more downloaded, and as the reputation, you will see that your research reached to the wider community. So that is the advantage. You know, again, it is a bit difficult. Like in Europe, UK, it is a kind of becoming more and more open access option, because here is called Wellcome Trust, JISC in Netherlands as the Netherlands government, Denmark also looking into that, Austria, their consortia, they encourage their researcher to publish only in open access models. A quick question for you guys. What is going on in Saudi Arabia? Are you guys kind of getting an encouragement from the either SDL or from the university or from your research grant office to publish your research in open access model? Okay. All right. I'll go a little bit fast because I'm soon going to finish my times. Okay. When you write for a journal, look into that. What is the obvious reason you should follow? Like when you want to publish, look into the published paper. So when you choose the journals, look into some of the authors. Look into the aims, whether it fits or not fit with your. And another important thing is that I want to tell you that English grammar, spelling, this is important. Imagine that as an editor, they receive hundreds of articles every day, and then when they look into that your manuscript, if they find it out that English is not really high standard, because you are going to show your research a wider community, it is likely they will reject it. So it is important when is that you put your good title, good abstract, and then also, you know, once in your English, make it standard good English as much as possible. So that is another important thing, because it is always, you know, it cannot be too many mistakes in your English grammar. Citation is the important factor. What is importance of high downloads? Once you have a high download, it means that journals is reading, and that high download, it means that more possible chance to it will get cited. If it is a basic, you know, basic change, we do that. We have an author service as well. Okay. What it is, if you have a lot of questions, you probably, we don't publish thesis, we publish only academic research. You have my email address. I will give you my email address, and then I will send it to you. And also, when you are publishing your journals, also you want to submit your manuscript, don't overlook the title. Don't rush your abstract. Abstract and title is hugely important, because this is the first two things an editor and reviewer look into that. You know, these are the areas, you know, some of the figures, tables, try to put it the right way. Sometimes we also experience that authors send us the wrong version of their paper. So do all of this before you send. Don't do something which is obviously you need to do. Don't do something you really don't need to avoid. Just try to look everything before you submit. Every journal has got instruction for authors. It's not for only for our journals. Every publisher, wherever you want to publish, has instruction for authors. Please read down the instruction for the author. That is important. You know, again, I was saying that why it is important, a good title, because when I look into the editor will look into your article, and the first thing they will look into your article title. So in your title, be specific, be informative. Don't try to put a jargon, okay? Try to avoid it. Be concise, be specific, avoid any jargon, and make it within the limited number of words. Probably, it buried journal by journals, but you need to look into that, the author instruction. This is one of our editor, and this is the recommendation about the title when you put the title of your manuscript. Also abstract. Again, abstract is also another important point, because once someone is interested on your article, then they will look into your abstract. So few good tips, approximately abstract is 200 words. But again, look into the author instruction of the journal. Summarize your findings and the result of it. That your abstract must reflect that your whole research. Don't put any abbreviation in the abstracts. Those are the obvious things you just need to make in abstract. Think about yourself. That is this abstract is a picture of your mirror of your whole research. Does it show that what it comes with? Does it show that from starting to the result, giving is the conclusion? Think about all of this. Again, read aims, scopes, read author instruction. Each of the journals has a different kind of rules and regulation for the abstract. Here is the question, ethics for the authors. Question, submitting a manuscript to more than one journal at a time, is it allowed as a review can take months? Not allowed in any circumstances. What would be your answer for that? Give me your answer, so I will show you the... Whoever said B, they are the correct one. Whoever said A, it is not correct. We normally don't encourage, or we don't normally recommend the author to submit your article to the two different journals. That is not good for you. Imagine that your journals accepted by both publishers. What will happen? Then probably say, I will go A, will not go B. Then publisher will say, then why you submit all of this work I have done? Why for? And imagine that both publishers reject your articles, or both reviewers say different kind of the recommendation. It will be confusing. So the best idea would be just first, once you have idea, select 2 or 3 journals and then prioritize, give them ranking. The journals A is the priority A. I really want to publish A. If it doesn't work, then I will be looking into B. If it doesn't work, I'll be looking into the C. If you do right things from the very beginning, I'm sure you would be able to publish on your top expected journals. Yeah, not allowed in any circumstances again. Another important point we look into the more and more, especially from the different parts of the world, is a lot of authors use copy and paste. Please don't do that, because in every big publishers, most of the important publisher in the world now look into the plagiarism. The first thing we do, once we found that, okay, this article looks good, that goes to the plagiarism check. So please, if you take a reference from somewhere or anywhere, please mention it. Don't copy and paste just from Wikipedia or from internet. You will be caught. So it will be found out. Again, don't submit paper more than 1 journal. And also, when you have some information, statistics data, or you have you put some picture, try to get their copyrights. Once you have got the figures, put the source, where did you get the data. So that type of information is very important. Also, there is the ethical issue, some of that, if you research in lab, whether you take care of the animals good, lot of things, we don't need to tell you which is the ethics, which is not good ethics. You guys know. So try to avoid all of this. I will email you, all of you, or you can email me, or I will email it to me, or SDL, they can have this. You can get it from there. Writing style, again, and references, here is a few figures. Be direct, write about research, not the article. So, you are writing to a journal, so, you write about your research. Be consistent. Like if you are using British English, use the British English. You are using American English, you use American English. If you use using units or measurement, keep one. If you are using by meter, centimeter, don't mix it with the feet and centimeter. If it is liter, kiloliter, don't use another measurement. And also what we said, when you put a figures, think about it. Is this figures is really necessary? If you feel that no, this figure is not necessary, then you don't need to include it. Also, when you put some graphs, charts, put the legend, bar, everything in the good way. That will help you to accelerate to decision making. Also, when you are putting a citation or references, put the clear way. Most of the journals has a kind of now software, reference software. Use them. So that will be much more clear where to put all your references. Don't put, ideally try to avoid unpublished results as your reference. Try to use, the best idea would be the published result is always good. Before you submit, to check all of this area, title page, covering letter, figure, images, biographical note, the letter you will send to the publisher. If you go to our website, you will find that some sample cover letter to submit the articles and all of this. Please look into that. If you have any image, try to get the permission, copyright permission, that you can include that in your research. So all of this. So now, any questions so far? I go to the another field. SNIP is a kind of a impact factor that you can get a score of a journal. Okay. All right. So I'll quickly show on the peer review process. How does it work? You can see these are the kind of a peer review charts. Okay. So once you submit the research to the editors, it comes to the journal's editor, then it goes to the reviewers, and this is the way it works. It circles. Okay. If it is need to amend, it goes back to the editors send back to the authors. This is the way. So how many kind of peer reviews there? There is a single blind review where is the reviewer's name hidden from the author. So authors will not know who is the reviewer, but reviewer will know the authors. Double blind review where the reviewer's name is hidden from the author and author's name is hidden from the reviewer. So double blind is that reviewer will not know the author's name, authors will not know the reviewer's name. Open reviews, where is that authors will know the reviewers, reviewer will know the authors. But we always encourage to avoid open review. Post-publication reviews, again, where is the comments can be made by your peers, your users, your audience. It will be published. Again, we don't do very much post-publication review, but as it's my personal opinion, if we look into the next trend, I think that would be a little bit more on the open review. After all of the process, there will be somewhere that everyone can put the comments, whether they like your research, whether it could improve, whether it can do that. I think that would be another way of it's my personal opinion. It's not the Taylor and Francis opinion. It's my personal opinion that over and over again, that what I will be seeing is that get a comments on your research, and the down of your research it will be written whether I like that research, it could be improved, it could be there will be a lot of logic, anti-logic, where is that a constructive discussion. What do you think in your future? We use mainly double-blind review. The big number of our peer review process is a double-blind review. Author doesn't know reviewer name, reviewer doesn't know author name. So, and sometimes a lot of journals can be accepted in the first instance, which is very rare. Sometimes it means the improvement. Now, if you have some recommendation from authors, from the reviewers, please, please avoid any aggressive email. Look into what you have received. Look into read some more literacy. Talk to your peers. Talk to your supervisor, and be specific to show your logic. It's nothing wrong to contact back to the reviewer or editors, but try to always avoid any aggressiveness. Try to be specific, show your logics. So when it comes to from the reviewer and editorial decision, we more look into the five kind of decision. It can be accepted in a present form how it is. Probably your research is excellent, it's extraordinary research. There is nothing to be changed. It will be accepted immediately. Sometimes it accepts with the minor revision. As an author, you need to review it to change something where is that editors and reviewers recommend. Revise with the request for a major revision. This is another probably big area. You need to look back from the top to bottom, from the beginning to start, and look into that reviewer's recommendations and look into that. Or reject. Sometime we can see sometime nowadays that lot of publishers are rejecting the article but recommending another journal. They're saying, okay, the journal you submitted, it is a good research, but the article title you choose, journal you choose, it's not in your scope. So then what is it that they are rejecting, but they are recommending, probably saying, okay, we have another journal which would be best fit for that. Would you look into that? Or there is another journal published by another publisher. You probably could look into that journal. So that is also happening nowadays. And somewhere rejecting is that probably that research manuscript you have written is not near to the standard. There is no way as a publisher can publish it. You need to relook into that, and they are rejecting. These are the 5 decisions normally a publisher gives to researchers. I'm sure most of them you are deserved or you are well enough to finalize in first to accept in the present form or accept with the minor revision, and my good luck for a year or 2 on this as well. And then as a publisher, as a Taylor and Francis, a large number of titles we reject. One reason or another reason, because it's the quality of our journals is the most important. We want to publish quality content, not anything, everything it comes to us, we publish. So when we look into the rejection rate in our journals and the reason for rejection, these are the top 10 reasons we can see the rejection. So lot of time we received an article, but it is the journals you choose is the wrong journal. Not a true journal article. Sometimes we receive it. It's not a proper research. Someone was asking me that do we publish thesis? No, we don't publish a thesis. Or sometimes we receive also consultancy report. That is also we don't publish. Sometimes some article received is too long or too short. So make sure that in the author instruction, if it is said that manuscript should be 6,000 to 8,000 words, try to finish within this. Another is that in English, again I said, try to polish your English as much as possible. It is important because English is important for publishing, and some other reason, not properly contextualized, that where research you want to publish, what are the thinking is not properly contextualized. So for theoretical framework, the theory you are submitting is not the right way, probably they're different. So that are the top 10 reasons. You can look into that before how to avoid them. It's all of this work. If any reason that your article gets rejected, do nothing. Please don't get upset. Just leave it for a day or a couple of days. Then think about it. Look into the recommendation. Review your articles. Read again. Discuss with peer, with your supervisor, with your fellow friends, colleagues. Give them as well the recommendation, feedback, what they think. Look into that according to the recommendation. Look into that. I'm sure that one publisher or another, one journal to another journal, that will get published. But what I will recommend you, don't try to send the same rejected articles to another publishers, because that will reject you again if it is not a quality publisher, because there is a lot of predatory publisher in the world now. They publish by money. They say, okay, pay me $300, you will get published. Try to avoid all of those. But when you get rejected, try not to send the same articles to another publisher, because a lot of peer review are working one publisher to another publisher. You never know. Probably that's the same reviewer rejected your article. He got it back again. Then it will be again rejected. So if you reject it, nothing to be upset. Look into from the beginning, look into the recommendation, talk to your colleagues, peers, supervisors, and also by yourself, and then revise it. Because it's the time limitation, one of the area I will talk to you is two things. As a researcher, once you get published your articles, please use social media hugely. We looked into the data. A researcher published their research, and after that, post-publication did nothing. In compared to that, another researcher who published his research and be very active in Twitter, social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it is possible, and then we found that 11 times more chances to get cited if someone do nothing after post-publication. So it is a very important. It is very important nowadays that once you publish your article, be active in social media, because that will open a new door for you as well. You will have a lot of discussion. There would be some constructive discussion. Some people will critically review it. Some people will be pro of your research. Some people will be against of research. That there will be a lot of discussion going on, and then more your discussion going on, that the more chances you will be known to your audience. There will be more chances that you will be get cited, and that altmetrics is that one of the area where we look into that. Is an example of altmetrics. Like you see, a researcher published this article, critical question for big data, and that after that researcher was active in the social media, and that article once when this article viewed over 9,000 times, you can see, and citation got 94, Web in Crossref, Web of Science got 35, Scopus got 104, and also that articles tweeted once, blogged 20 times. It's appeared in the blog 20 times, Facebook 10 times, Mendeley 45 times, Cite You Like 32 times. So that article got altmetric score 364. So the more and more you get that score, because it's nowadays, as almost all the publishers, all the big 5-10 publisher, they work with the altmetrics, and they show the high score on the altmetrics. So once you publish it with us or with any other publisher, then you'll be able to see your altmetric score on your articles. So which is really good. So you can keep working on your social media after post-publication. You can discuss with your librarian that how they can inform to your universities. You can probably discuss with SDL how they can share your research among all other universities. You can go to the conference. You can share your research to the conference website. Whatever the way, please, after post-publication, to be active in social media. That would be good for you in terms of getting cited, getting downloaded of this article, to reach wider audience, to get follower for you. And also that means that will open you new door for another new research. The final bit is that Taylor and Francis has a web page which is called journalsauthors.tnl.co.uk. This is our author web page. We have lot of videos, lot of recommendation, lot of tips, lot of information about how to get published. I would recommend to have a look in this one once you have time. That would be very useful for you, and I'm sure that would be very helpful for you either. With that note, I wish you all the best, whoever thinking or working on the research to publish. And I will leave it on for question time. If you have any question, please feel free, or my email address, I'll put my email. This is my email address. You can note it down and then email me whatever question you have. Whoever needs the presentation, I can send it to you by email, or I'll send it to Mr. Talal. He can share it to you with all the people who presented. And if you need any certificate that you had attended this conference or this workshop, please feel free email me, or I can do that through the Mr. Talal to give you a certificate. Yeah. Let's put it the big way if I can. I hope it was a very useful. Yeah, there is a certificate, Amira. You can email me. I'm sure Mr. Talal will send you a certificate, but if you want directly one from us, I'm happy to email you as well. I hope it was not very boring for you guys. If it is something is be very helpful. We don't publish any conference papers, journals. You have to look into that, is that which conference you do. We are more on the academic journals. And again, just who don't know that that you have access to Taylor and Francis. No, we don't publish thesis either. Sorry. Everyone has got access. All the universities in Saudi Arabia, all the public universities in Saudi Arabia has access to Taylor and Francis journals. Please, again, I'm trying to show you my our URL. You can access through the either SDL website or your university website or through our URL. Please do read all our journals. There is more than 2,300 journals, and that SDL invests a large amount of money to give this content to our researcher in Saudi Arabia. Please take that advantage. It is important for you. I wouldn't have all this email address. Please do send me your email address to my email, please, if you don't mind. I wouldn't have chance. I don't know if I can copy all of this. Probably I will try to copy all of this, and then yeah, it's in my email address is here. Whoever is not seeing that, this is my email address. Please please have a look. This is my email address. This is Taylor and Francis URL, and this is. I'm sorry because it is the presentation normally takes 2 hours a minimum, but we have some time constraints, and then for that reason okay. This is my email address. Which journal is better? It's a really broad question. Whoever you ask me that which journal is best. Every journal has its own unique quality. Because it's published only the research is published uniquely in that journal. But you have to understand which area you want to publish, whether it is a good for that area. If you have anything, you can email me. I can discuss with you one-to-one over the phone to give you some idea from my experience. We have a large number of reviewers all over the world, and then editor will look into your paper, and that the paper has to look into which subject area, what is the really area you are covering. Then we match that with our system. System automatically pick up the reviewers. Then we send it to the reviewers. Could you please answer the question about the selection of the reviewers? Yes. We look at, again, once the editor receive your articles, we have a large database of the reviewers from all over the world. And then we selected who is the experts in that field or in the area of your research, then we send it to them. And again, other question is that what is that review process? Okay, review process is that it depends on the journals. For the science and technology journals, it takes around average 2 to 3 months, 1 to 3 months. Social sciences take a little bit longer. Again, you have to consider, you have to think that there is a lot of circumstances, like an reviewer said you need to change it, major change. Then it come back to you, then how long you take to review it, to amend your research. And then goes back to again reviewer. And reviewer said, no, you need to change again something. So back and forth. It depends on the review process, how good your articles. Is this everything correct from the very beginning? Then it's always minimize your time. Yeah. Yes, we have a very strong area in the linguistics. So yes, please have a look in our platform, in our journals. There is a lot of good journals in linguistics. Of course, we love to have a regional reviewers. If you are interested, you can email me. I can pass it to the right person. Or if you would like to review a particular journal, you can also email to the journals as well. But yes, we encourage. Yes, please. Yes, Maha. Always we encourage social regional editor, regional reviewer, and I would love to welcome everyone who are interested. In ISI, yes. On the again, I say this. In science and technology, about 85% titles, 85% to 90% titles are indexed in the Web of Science and ISI database. 85% title has impact factor. For the medical, over 85% journals indexed in Thomson Reuters, PubMed, and has impact factor. You should use your Twitter account. You should use your LinkedIn account, Facebook account, and then you say that this is your research, your published. Encourage your peers, your friends. Also, a lot of blogs, lot of groups, in also all this like Manly, all of this area, wherever it is, anything related to social area, you should start from somewhere. All right. I think. Thank you very much. I think I have taken more than the time more than I was allocated. If Mr. Talal is hearing me, I'm sorry for taking such a little bit longer time, but I will try to send all of this information. I will try to copy this chats if I can have this. But if you don't hear from me anything, please take my email, email me. I will send that in all the information you ask for. Okay, this is my email address. Thank you very much, and thanks for joining. Being open access, you don't need to have any funding. No, you don't have to fund. It is free of publishing, but that will be again, there is embargo. I have a plan to come in Saudi Arabia sometime in December, so then I'll be looking into that some universities to the same workshop in person. I always love to do it in person because we can talk as a kind of more interactive way. I still don't know which universities, but definitely all the as many as possible I can do. I really don't know, but I will liaise with the Saudi Digital Library and to come to Saudi Arabia